So I'm joined by Jason Entingh, a senior from Hudsonville, Michigan. And Jason, I understand you're studying linguistics
Yep.
with a minor in international development studies.
Yep.
And we're talking today because you've recently received word of a great honor, a Fulbright scholarship. Can you talk a little bit about kind of what that is and kind of what your reaction was to receiving that prestigious honor?
Yeah. The Fulbright scholarships, the Fulbright grants are grants to promote sort of international educational exchange between the United States and other countries. Um, and so my Fulbright is to Bulgaria. I haven't received word about where exactly in Bulgaria yet, but I will be going there as an English teaching assistant. To primarily to teach English, but also to get involved in different community organizations and community development initiatives, things like that. Um, my reaction to it was I was ecstatic. Obviously, it's been the application process is really really long, so I started preparing probably in September, and then you submit in October and you just wait. So I found out 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. So yeah, I was over the moon about it. Yeah.
That's awesome. We'll kind of get a little bit more into that in a few minutes, but I kind of want to take you back a few years when you were looking at colleges and universities. I mean, that's a pretty big decision point in someone's life. And if you can take me back to that time, what were some things that you were looking at when you were looking at colleges and universities? What did you need to see in order to make a decision that I'm going to invest my next 4 years there?
Yeah. So I was looking at smaller liberal arts colleges around the Midwest. So that's like Calvin, Hope, Trinity, schools like that. And as I was looking, I think Calvin really stood out because first of all, just the number of academic programs it has. Linguistics, it was actually pretty surprising to me that Calvin had linguistics. And so that was a big plus for me because I knew I wanted to go into that. But also just the focus it has on interdisciplinary education. That was something I was really interested in, and something that I've definitely noticed over the past 4 years is all the different ways that everything I've been studying really just kind of meshes together. And so, yeah, those were the two things to me that stood out for sure.
What was it about linguistics? Before you came to Calvin, you knew you wanted to study that.
Yeah. So that's something I've been reflecting on a bit recently. I just knew that I loved looking at language and how it worked, and especially looking at other languages. And as I've kind of progressed through that at Calvin, as I've studied that more and more, for me, that's kind of shifted more into sociology and anthropology. And so linguistics was really my road into seeing that I had a sort of a broader interest in anthropology and cultural studies. So yeah, that's kind of how linguistics worked out for me. And it's definitely like a related field. Yeah, it's a really interesting major because you can do so many different things with it. But yeah, I've definitely enjoyed the past 4 years of all the different ways I've been able to look at linguistic and cultural issues.
So you said you were looking at small private kind of institutions.
Yep.
Talk about what's the relationship looked like with you and professors, you and fellow students. What's that like? Did that deliver on kind of what you were hoping for?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's probably my favorite thing about Calvin is the professors and the relationships that you get to build with professors. Part of what I was so thankful for, I think, especially in applying to Fulbright, was I was able to have professors as recommenders who I've been very close with and who I've worked closely with. And so you do get to build kind of that close relationship with a professor and get to really know them, and be able to build a lot of relationships that look more like more like kind of a mentorship, you know. And yeah, and that goes for class sizes too. When you get a smaller class like you have at Calvin, you're able to, I think, discuss things more in depth, and you're able to form just a really cool community with the group of people that you have.
So returning now to the Fulbright honor, does that happen this fall? Can you remind me? Does that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll start in September. I mean, at least as far as I know now,
Yep.
I'm not, you know, it might change. But as of now, it should start in September and go until June.
What excites you most about that opportunity?
I think being able to really connect with the community, and be able to experience another culture in depth. I did the Hungary semester at Calvin my sophomore year, and that really opened me up into kind of Eastern European area studies, and all the history and culture there. And so I'm just excited to go back to that region of the world, but specifically to be able to be in a community and get to know that community and work with that community.
What's next for you? So after the Fulbright, what are you hoping to do?
Yeah, I am looking at graduate programs in anthropology and applied anthropology. I would really, really love to do applied anthropology and ethnographic research in sort of international development. So using anthropological methods and theory in order to inform development practice. That was something that I really caught onto at Calvin. I took my intro anthropology class and a class in community development at the same time. And so I took them together and sort of looked at it, and I was like, wait, these are very, very similar things. So yeah, long story short, I'm really looking forward to pursuing being able to do ethnographic research, but research that informs development issues and development practices, specifically in Eastern Europe.
That's awesome. Anything else that you want to add that I haven't asked you about your studies, about Calvin, about excitement of going overseas? Anything else?
Yeah, definitely just a plug for Calvin study abroad programs. That was, I think my semester in Hungary was by far the most rewarding semester. It was also a very challenging semester, but it was incredibly rewarding. The relationships I built with people, everything I was able to experience, and the communities I was able to be a part of during that, very much transformed how sort of my orientation towards the rest of my college career. So yeah, Calvin study abroad programs are fantastic. I think no matter which one you do, but maybe just a specific plug for the Hungary one, if I can do that. So.
Well, Jason, thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time today.
Yeah.
Congratulations again on the Fulbright.
Thank you.
Hopefully there won't be any delay in that and you'll be able to get over there on time. So.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.